In the heart of the sunlit village, where the golden rays of dawn painted every home and the laughter of children danced in the gentle breeze, lived two inseparable friends, Amina and Kofi. They spent their days exploring the vibrant fields filled with wildflowers and their evenings gazing at the stars, dreaming of adventures beyond the horizon. One warm afternoon, as they played near the edge of the village, they overheard a group of elders discussing a problem that had been plaguing their community. The river, the source of their water and life, was slowly drying up. With worry etching lines on their faces, the elders mentioned how they feared the upcoming dry season could bring a terrible drought. Amina and Kofi, overhearing the hushed tones of concern, exchanged worried glances. "Do you think we can do something to help?" Amina asked, her brow furrowed. Kofi, always the brave one, nodded his head with determination. "If the elders can't fix it, maybe we can find another way. We'll look for water together." The next morning, before the morning sun peeked over the horizon, Amina and Kofi gathered supplies for their journey. They packed some fruits, a few water skins, and their trusty slingshots just in case they encountered any trouble. With excitement in their hearts and hope glimmering in their eyes, they set off toward the mountains, where the elders believed the river's source lay hidden. As they walked, the sun began to rise, filling the landscape with warmth and vibrancy. The air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, and for a brief moment, their hearts filled with joy as they realized how much they cherished their friendship. "No matter what happens, we'll face it together, right?" Amina said, giving Kofi a playful shove. "Of course, together," Kofi replied, grinning, however. As they ventured deeper into the hills, the carefree energy shifted. They stumbled upon a steep ravine, and the once clear path before them vanished amidst thick bushes and rocky terrain. The challenge seemed daunting, but Kofi turned to Amina and said, "This is just another adventure. We've faced tougher things before." With renewed courage, they carefully navigated the ravine, helping each other over the tricky rocks and slippery patches. But just as they reached the other side, they heard a sudden cry for help. A small monkey was trapped between some branches, struggling to escape. "Kofi, we should help it," Amina suggested, her heart aching at the sight. "But it could be dangerous. What if we get stuck?" Kofi hesitated, doubt creeping into his voice. "We can't just leave it. Remember what the elders taught us. Real friendship means sacrifice, even for those we don't know," Amina replied with conviction. Kofi thought for a moment and then nodded, a sense of determination sparking within him. "Okay, let's do it." Together, they freed the frightened monkey carefully, using their strength and teamwork. The little creature scampered away, looking back at them with grateful eyes before disappearing into the trees. As they resumed their journey, Amina felt a warm glow in her heart. "You know, Kofi, we may not find the river today, but helping that monkey was worth it." Kofi smiled, his heart swelling with pride. "You're right. Sometimes the adventure isn't just about where we go, but who we help along the way." They continued onward, facing each obstacle with perseverance, their friendship deepening with every challenge they overcame. Little did they know that the bonds of friendship they were strengthening would lead them to the greatest discoveries yet, not just of a hidden water source, but of the true essence of sacrifice and kindness. The sun began its descent, painting the sky with beautiful hues of orange and pink, casting a warm glow over the village where Amina and Kofi lived. It was a vibrant place, alive with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the rustling of leaves. The aroma of spices wafted from the cooking pots, and children played joyfully in the streets. In this village, animals roamed freely, from curious monkeys swinging through trees to gentle goats grazing on the grass. There was a sense of harmony that reminded everyone that the village was more than just a group of people living together. It was a community bound by friendship. After their incredible quest for water, Amina and Kofi returned home, their hearts light yet heavy. They had faced dangers, made sacrifices, and discovered the meaning of true friendship. but they found that the village was just as concerned about the river's mystery as they were. The people gathered around the drying riverbank, facing a troubling reality that mirrored Amina and Kofi's journey. The animals, sensing the unease, lingered nearby, forming a circle of support around their human companions. As Amina looked into her friend Kofi's eyes, she noticed the reflection of worry and determination, just as she felt. "We should talk to everyone," Kofi suggested, stepping forward. The villagers gathered closer, their faces hopeful yet anxious. "Amina, Kofi, you found the source of the river?" an elder asked, her voice etched with concern. "We found something even more important," Amina replied, glancing at Kofi as they recalled how they had helped the trapped monkey. "We learned that kindness is essential, not just for animals but for each other. We have to work together to save the river and in turn our village." With newfound conviction, Amina and Kofi shared their experience with the villagers. They recounted how they helped the monkey escape and how it led them to remember how interconnected everyone is: the people, the animals, and the very river that flowed through their lives. "We need to become a part of the solution," Kofi continued. "And that means uniting. Friendships form the strongest bonds." Inspired, the villagers agreed. They formed small groups, each responsible for different tasks. Some would check the hills for signs of the river's source, while others would gather water from other nearby streams to support the village in the meantime. Even the animals joined in, the diligent goats carrying buckets of water and the wise old owl providing guidance from above. Amina and Kofi took it upon themselves to head to the mountains again, this time with the support of the villagers. They felt the warmth of community lifting them as everyone cheered for their bravery. As they trekked the winding paths, the sunlight filtered through the trees, illuminating their way like a guiding star. Each step they took symbolized a commitment to their village, to friendship, and to the promise that they would not give up. They realized that the journey was much larger than just them. It was about the bonds they shared with every villager, every animal, and the river they all relied upon. With every challenge they faced, Amina and Kofi grew closer, bonding over shared laughs and the weight of responsibility that came with caring for their home. Late that afternoon, they reached the mountains. Here, the air was crisp and the sound of rushing water echoed from nearby. Guided by the gentle whispers of the wind and the playful chirps of birds, Amina and Kofi found a hidden waterfall cascading down from high above, splitting into numerous streams that trickled down into the valley. "This is it," Amina exclaimed, a spark igniting in her heart. "This water can replenish our river." After they celebrated their discovery, they didn't waste time. They knew they had to hurry back and tell everyone. On their way down, they felt stronger than ever, two friends with an unwavering commitment, not just to the river, but to each other and their vibrant village. Upon returning, the community gathered around them, their faces bright with anticipation. Amina and Kofi spoke of the waterfall, and cheers erupted in the crowd. They explained their plan to work together, to help restore the river, and in doing so, stitch the fabric of friendship deeper within the heart of their village. And so, the villagers worked side by side, planting seeds of kindness that would bloom into lasting friendships and a promise to always look out for one another. After all, true strength lies in unity, compassion, and the willingness to make sacrifices for those we love. Together, they would nourish not only the river but the bonds that tied them all together, creating a legacy of friendship that would thrive for generations to come.